These J's, I'ma give them what they need. It ain't really about the Nikes on my feet. Nikes or not, shit, my cipher's complete. Cause I step harder than the concrete beneath my feet. So lace up tight, I'm about to speak my piece. Get sick of talking all the time. The same old this and that. I see that bullshit on the rise. I'm looking over it. Don't hear no truth to all the lies. Them words are counterfeit. I speak my peace until I die. And they won't stop the kid. I get sick of talking all the time. The same old this and that. I see that bullshit on the rise. I'm looking over it. I'm gonna speak my peace, keep my peace, but look ahead and keep an eye on me. Not an ounce of hate, but that talk deceives. Old song and dance, got it on repeat. I'm the worst one at it, but I've been working at it. Lately I've been trying to tune in and lose the static. Procrastinated to proactivated, and my only hope is how long it's lasting. Cause I'm behind, now's not the time for the wasted words of the self-demise. Only make things worse, destabilizing that real production. How fucked up is the fact that you really don't understand what they say, but you're still gon' bump it. It's feel good, better off than nothing. But when I speak, I try to have some substance. Real talk from the introduction. Keep it all the way down to the 1/100th. If you got bars, then you're onto something. Cause I got standards for the shit I'm bumping. What are them words supposed to mean? Because it sounds like the same old talk to me. If it don't work my brain or ignite a flame, then they don't even have to speak their piece. I get sick of talking all the time. The same old this and that. I see that bullshit on the rise. I'm looking over it. I'm not saying don't make your music. It's subjective, undisputed, whatever it takes.
What's up, guys? What is going on? How's everybody doing? How are you all doing? What's up? Well, today we're gonna go over some basic um, Patriot training camp recaps for how they've been doing leading up to this point. So we're gonna jump right into this, guys. We're gonna go basically. I believe we're gonna go from offense to defense, and uh, I got a little bit of cheat sheet here, guys. So bear with me, cause I had to comb through a lot of. Sorry, guys, a lot of info for this stuff, and a lot of sites, and a lot of articles, and a lot of research. So bear with me, but we're gonna get going with this. All right. So first person on this list is Isaiah Wynn. So Isaiah Wynn has had a pretty good camp so far, guys. The biggest thing with him is they are bringing him along slowly. He, I don't think he has I do Nitro. I do think they'll be good. What's up, FaZe? What's up, guys? What's going on? So first up, we're gonna talk about Isaiah Wynn, and he's had a pretty good camp. To me, there's still some concern with the injury. They're bringing him along very very slowly. All camp, he's pretty much leading up to this point. He's been limited. Um, and they're definitely taking their time with him. No reps with the starters yet, but I assume that will probably change the closer we get to the regular season. I don't think he will be the starting. I don't think he will be the starting left tackle for the Patriots. I do not think that. I do think they will at some point put him in as a starter. It might be later on this season, probably in the latter half of the season, maybe the final 6 games, something like that. They're definitely bringing him along slow though, but they do have a lot of faith in him. There's been a lot of positive. Hi Ivanka, thank you. Much appreciated for the like. There's been a lot of good news from Isaiah Wynn. Uh, what's up? What's up, Koo? What's going on, man? There's been a lot of good news coming out about Isaiah Wynn. They say that he's progressing nicely. He seems to have shown really no ill effects from the surgery, but Achilles are a weird kind of injury because they you never really know until they. Good night, Ivanka. You never really know until you put pressure on it and you really start to push it to. You really don't know the extent of the injury until that point. So we're probably gonna find out. We'll know more and more as we get closer to the preseason with Isaiah Wynn. But for all intents and purposes, um, the scouts, the coaches, the beat writers for the Patriots, they all have positive stuff to say. Sperm Cell, what's up, man? Yeah, so everything positive coming out of training camp, coming out from training camp about Isaiah Wynn is good. It's for the most part, the arrow for him is pointing upwards, and it's in a good direction. So that's a plus because they had really high hopes for him, for Isaiah Wynn when they drafted him. So and the injury was unfortunate, but good news is that he seems to be doing well in recovery, and they are progressing him along accordingly. So we may get to see him some point in the later half of the season. All right, so next up, guys, we're gonna go to an undrafted free agent for the Patriots, a receiver named Jacoby Myers. He was an undrafted free agent out of NC State, and he's been seen during this camp taking an undrafted free agent, and he's already been taking snaps with the starters. He's gotten reps with the multiple reps. I mean, there's probably maybe I want to say maybe a half dozen reps, 8 reps in a practice with the starters, which for an undrafted free agent is pretty good. Notable things about him are the chemistry with Tom Brady is definitely there. They've connected on more than a few highlight throws, highlight catches and throws back and forth with one another during the entirety of camp. The Patriots scouts and coaches have been really impressed with the athletic ability and the speed that Myers brings to the table. What's up, Midwest? How you doing, man? He's also receiving praise from the McCourty twins, and along with other veteran defensive backs in the for the Patriots, saying that they've all said that he's an impressive athlete. So for them to give him praise this early, that can only help his cause when it comes to making making the 53-man roster. So when you already this early in camp, when you already when you're already getting those veterans on your side, that only can help him make the team. And from what I've seen, I've watched a couple of the highlights. He's good. He's really good. He's definitely got a shot to make this team. There's a Patriots camp this year is going to be very, very interesting. The wide receiver competition is going to be very, very interesting. There's going to be some guys that are going to be left out. That's for sure. I have a few of them on this list, and we'll talk about them as we go. Next one down the line, guys. So that's basically it for Jacoby Myers. Next one on the line is one of our draft picks this year, N'Keal Harry. And just like Myers, he's definitely developing a good chemistry with Tom Brady. They have worked extra. They've put extra time in after practice, multiple occasions. What up, Rumboy Central? What's up, JD? What's going on, man? Yeah, so thanks for stopping in, JD. So N'Keal Harry and Tom Brady three times this camp have put in extra time, and I mean like an hour and a half plus extra time when it comes to Brady and the chemistry between the two of them. Basically, Brady telling him where he wants Enkeel to be on certain routes, at what getting the timing down of the route. So they've worked. Brady willing to work with him that much extra. That again tells you a lot about what Brady thinks. What Brady thinks about Enkeel, and once again, it can only having Tom Brady on your side and having him believe in you this early in camp and trust you this early in camp. What up, Gangrene David? What's up, David? How you doing, man? And have Brady trust in Keel that much to work, to put that much extra time and work with him and put the one-on-one. That's pretty cool, David. They're spies. Um, yeah. So Brady putting the extra time in with Enkeel really shows a lot. Shows that he's if he's developing confidence in him this early, that's once again that can only help his cause when it comes to making this team. He did have two bad days of practice. Where he had a couple. I mean, I shouldn't say more than a couple. Like I think 3 or 4 bad drops each day, and Brady was visibly unhappy with him for 2 of those days. I don't know whether or not those were 2 of the days where he worked extra time with him, but as of this point, the chemistry between Brady and Enkeel is very good. He's there. Once again, the coaches and the staff on the Pats have been really impressed with Enkeel's athletic ability and the work ethic and the drive that he has, and he's also gotten praise from what's up, Rogue Dog? What's up, man? Enkeel has also gotten praise from multiple veterans, defensive back veterans, the McCourty twins, and even some of Edelman has heaped praise on Enkeel for the work ethic that he has. He seems to be pretty much a lock for making the roster. I don't know about getting on the field, but definitely making the roster. And Keel looks like he's going to be a lock for the Pats. Like I said, slow improvements for him, just every day getting better. And then he did hit 2 days where he kind of had bad practices. I should say they started really bad. And he had like 3 or 4 bad drops in a row, but he did end the day very well on those 2 days. And then once again, Brady working extra with him can only help the kid out. So I'm going to try to, David. I'm going to try, man. All right, so moving down the list, we're gonna switch gears here, guys. We're gonna go from wide receiver to running back, and the first running back we're gonna talk about and how his camp went was Sony Michel. And once again, guys, the Pats have been very. There's certain guys that they kind of baby and kind of like ease them into the everyday life. Michel's was one of those this camp. They kind of eased him into action. He did have his knee kind of cleaned up this offseason, a scope on his knee done. That's always been a concern to me. He did miss time last year because of the knee. That's definitely that is a concern. To me that's not too confidence inducing that he had another cleanup surgery for the knee this offseason. But he does look good. All reports coming out of the camp for Sony Michel say that he looks good. He looks strong. The cleanup surgery seemed to be a success. He's showing no kind of ill effects from it. The one thing different about this year about Sony Michel is they have had him in the back backfield. They've actually been throwing to him a lot this training camp. They've used him more as a pass catcher this camp than the previous, and I do think that's more towards his natural role. I don't think Sony Michel is one of those kind of big LeGarrette Blunt type, freight train running back, backs. I don't think that's just not his style. So I think this year you're going to see him kind of return to a James White role. Um, so here's a stat for you. Here's a stat for you guys. It's never a good thing to be one dimensional in the NFL. It's never a good thing for any offensive player to be one dimensional. So when Sony Michel was on the field last year during the regular season, the Patriots, what up, Beyond the Game? What's up, man? We're just doing a little bit of training camp recap here. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. You the man too, buddy. You the man. So here's a little stat for you. Here's a stat for you guys. All right? Here's a little stat for you. Um when when um when Sony Michel was on the field in the regular season for the Patriots, when he was on the field with the starting offense, the Patriots ran the football 75% of the time when he was in the backfield. All right? That's regular season. Postseason for Sony Michel, when he was in the backfield on the field, they ran the ball 83% of the time. So that's never a good, so pretty much when he's in there, when he's in the backfield, he's getting the ball. And it's never a good thing to be one-dimensional in the NFL and easy to figure out. So I do think them adding this kind of new dimension to Sony's to his kind of repertoire, and it's definitely gonna make him 75%, 75%, JD. They ran the ball 75% of the time. Yeah. So whenever he was in there, they knew where it was going. So this year they have actually kind of switched gears with him, and they've been using him as a pass catcher, more of like a James White role, and it's been an adjustment for him. He's had his ups and downs during camp because once again last year he was running the ball all the time, and now he's got to get used to coming out of the backfield and running more of the wheel route and the flat routes and stuff, and kind of a different role. So, but he has as of late, the last couple of practices, he has adjusted nicely, and has kind of taken that role on with some pride. So that's good to see from him. And like I said previously on him, the coaches and the coaches and the staff and the training staff, they all say he's good to go. He's healthy. He looks good. He looks strong, which is a good sign for them, because this year I do think we're going to see a little bit different of a Patriot team than we're used to seeing in the past. I think the Patriots are going to run the ball a lot this year. So Sony Michel staying healthy is a huge part of that. We need him to stay healthy, and we need him to because when he's healthy and he's right and he's running right, he's an explosive running back. The numbers last year will tell you he had good very good, not great, but very good numbers last year. The one thing I don't like about him, I will say this, I'm going to give him some constructive criticism here. I think he's weak when it comes to taking hits. I don't think he's very good at lowering the shoulder and kind of running over people. I've seen he's definitely not like a power back, like a true pure power back. I don't think he is that. I would like to see him be more of a hammer when he gets hit. Instead he'll take the hit and then fall. You know, he won't fall forward. He'll fall backwards. There's he's just not a true power back to me. Can he take a hit? Yeah, but can he? I don't think he can. I very rarely did I see him push his way into the end zone. So that's good that he's kind of, in my eyes, I think he's going back to the role that he was supposed that they he's going back to the role that they intended for him to be at. So that's a good sign for me. A G-Men review. You want your G-Men review, Nitro? Here's your G-Men review. There's your G-Men review for you. All right. Moving on. Moving on. Next, we're gonna go to we're gonna stay with the offense, but we're gonna go with the quarterback this time. Not Tom Brady and not Brian Hoyer. We're gonna talk about Jarrett Stidham, the draft, the quarterback that the Patriots picked in this year's draft, Jarrett Stidham. Um, when I say multiple guys in here, I mean like most of all the hey Sarah, thanks for stopping in. So Jared Stidham, guys, in camp, the offensive coaches and Bill Belichick himself have been very impressed with this kid's accuracy and arm strength. Stidham has gone above and beyond with basically showing out. Man, he's the when Belichick himself and McDaniels have both stated that his arm strength and accuracy are NFL ready at the moment. That is some high praise. That's some high praise. So when they think that highly of the kid, to say that his arm strength and accuracy are NFL ready, that's pretty good. So that's good news on that front. Um, and they say his accuracy on the move is what they really like about him. Uh, so accuracy on the move, basically, when he's flushed out of the pocket, he can still make accurate throws. That's what that means in a nutshell. So, um, the one thing going against Stidham here, guys, the one thing going against Stidham is that he hasn't got many he has not got many reps with the ones, with the starters, but the reps that he has had have he's been impressive. Um, multiple receivers, including Julian Edelman, have said that the accuracy and have once again have praised him for the accuracy and the arm strength, and for these young kids to get those veterans on your side and have them push for you to make the team, and when you get that veteran support, that's just more momentum in your corner that you have of making this team. um However, Stidham did not start very well. The first two practices for him did not go very well at all. He threw a couple of interceptions, and Brady had to basically show him how to throw one of the routes in practice. So that's never a good thing when the starter kind of comes and has to show you how to throw a route. Um, he does throw the occasional interception, which is what he tends to make the occasional rookie mistake. But there's nothing coaching can. I assume nothing coaching can fit. That can be fixed with overtime and coaching, and just tell the kid, throw it out. Don't try to force it, throw it out of bounds, kind of thing. Let's see. Anything else? Stidham in 7-on-7s and 11-on-11 has been incredible. The 7 on when Stidham got his chances with the ones, in 7-on-7 and 11-on-11. They say he even Bill Belichick praised him after one of the practices for doing as well as he did. So that's once again that's a good sign. So everything, even though Stidham didn't start well, he's certainly ended his or he's certainly been brought up to speed nicely, and Belichick thinks very highly of him at this point, and his so just like Brady, guys, accuracy and getting the ball there on time. So maybe not arm strength down, for throwing deep, but when it comes, when you need to get a ball over the middle in a hurry, you can do it. He can do it just like just kind of like Brady. So Brady can't really throw the deep ball anymore, but when he needs to get a ball, when he needs to fit it into a space, it gets there in a hurry. So that's a good sign for him. So all positive, started off negative for Stidham, but definitely definitely coming up more towards a positive note as of the last practice. So that's a good sign. Next, we're gonna go back to a receiver. We're gonna talk about the receiver that they got from the Redskins, Maurice Harris. And this is going to be this is an interesting one because, in my opinion, Maurice Harris and Braxton Berrios are fighting for that. Maurice Harris and Braxton Berrios are fighting for the starting slot receiver position next to Julian Edelman. So that's going to be a really interesting battle to watch. The competition between Maurice Harris and Braxton Berrios, and both Berrios did not start off well. His training camp did not start well. Harris's didn't really start off on fire either. The one thing that coaches coaches and Belichick is included in that. The one thing that they really did like was the Maurice Harris's agility, his ability to change directions on a dime and in a quarter of a second. That's key for those slot guys to be able to those short shifty slot receivers. So agility is definitely a plus for him. They were really impressed with that. Another thing that they're looking at is he's basically as of today they're saying that Harris is pretty much going to beat out Dontrell Inman, who is absolutely having a terrible camp. Inman's camp has gone awful, but we'll talk about him at the in a bit. But basically, his what up, Megs? How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. But basically, Inman, there's really not too much to report on Dontrell Inman. The fact that he's having an awful camp, he's basically getting left behind. He's had trouble picking up the offense, and just the pre-snap calls he's lost in. But we'll get to him after this. So Harris on the other hand is doing extremely well. He's doing really well with that. Brady has even complimented him multiple times in one practice for being in the right spot at the right time when he didn't even have to. He called a hot read and Maurice ran it perfectly. So that's always a plus when you get praise from the quarterbacks, especially Brady, and the how they and how the organization looks at Brady. So when you have him on your side, that's only going to help you make the team. In my opinion, I think Harris is going to beat Berrios out. I don't know. Berrios just hasn't. He's impressed. He's had a good camp, just not as good as Harris's. What else, guys? What else on him? He started out not being able to do the pre-snap reads and calls that well, but definitely has learned them much better, and his training camp is going well, is going much better. So that's That's good for Harris. Next on our list, we're going to switch from wide receiver to tight end, and we're going to talk about Ben Watson. Ben Watson, they got from the New Orleans Saints. He was a Patriot way back when. And this is going to be Watson's 16th season in the NFL. So the biggest question with him, for me at least, is going to be how much is left in the tank. Can he play 100% for, can he play 16 games and be productive? That's my biggest concern when these guys get older like that. Can they play at a high level for all 16 games? Can you get production out of all of them? Because that's the key. You need, in order to make a playoff run, you need to play 16 games and you need to be productive in all of them. Oh, Nitro. All right, so right off the bat, obviously Watson being a previous Patriot, the chemistry is there for him. As soon as he got to camp, Brady greeted him, and it didn't take them long to develop to develop the chemistry that was there when he was a Patriot. It basically came right back. Um, he's he does look good as of this far. He hasn't looked slow. Thanks, Adam Lindley. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. All the way from the UK. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Um, so so Watson does look good according to the coaching staff and Belichick and Brady. They say he looks good. He looks ready to go and he looks strong and healthy and ready to go. But 16 games a long season, so we will we will definitely see how that goes about 10 or 11 games into the season and see how fast that the energy level for Watson falls off. But as of right now, he's definitely looking more and more like the number one tight end, and he it's probably going to be him starting when the regular season starts as the tight end one for the Patriots. So next up, sorry guys, next up we're gonna go to Damian Harrison. Damian Harrison is the running back the Patriots drafted, and he's Damian's gonna take on our big power back role, which is what the same role he played in college, and he was very good at it. Damian Harris's as a power running back in college was very good. It was impressive. So I do think but that's strictly what they're going to use him for. He's not a traditional pass catcher or a 3 down back. He's going to be, probably from the 30-yard line. He's going to be probably from the 30-yard line and in the back that you're going to use. Maybe even the 20 or the 10. He's a short yard, second and 3. You bring him in to, as a big bruiser running back, big banger running back to come in there and get those hard fought 3 yards between the tackles. For being a rookie, and the Pats are they are very impressed with how he's looked with the running between the tackles. And the power that the guy has when he puts his shoulder down. Patriots the coaching staffs and Belichick himself are very excited to have a big kind of power back like that back in the lineup to spell, to take, some of these beatings that Sony, having a back like Harris, that big bruiser running back, is going to be good because it'll spell Sony Michel from putting wear and tear on him. Because if they're probably more than likely the Patriots are going to roll with Sony Michel as the starter and then use Harris as that short yardage back. For all intents and purposes in camp, he pretty much has that role locked up because there's no other running back so far that has shown the ability to run between the tackles like he has. So as of right now, he's looking like a lock for the team, and he's going to make the 53-man roster. So that's a plus for that kid because I like Damian Harris a lot. So that's And given the fact that Sony Michel has had knee injury, he does have kind of troublesome knees. You might get to see Thanks, Nitro. I'll see you later, man. I'll definitely see you later. But thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, guys. So you may, given the history that Sony Michel has with the knee injuries, as or the knee like that degenerative knee, which I think he has, and they're just monitoring and managing that. So I do think we're going to get to see some of Harris, maybe even a couple games stretch where he starts, where Sony either needs a rest or has an issue, because I don't think Sony Michel is going to be able to make it through a another full season. I don't foresee that happening at all. So I'm kind of excited about that because I do like Harris a lot, and definitely want to monitor him during the preseason and see how he does with those power runs. I do think, once again, I do think he's going to make the team though. We're going to switch over to defense now, guys, and there's three guys on defense that we're going to talk about. We'll get the first one out of the way just because it's relatively quick and there's really not too much to report on. But it's the defensive, he's a defensive stud, and he had a hell of a year last year, and he's picking right up where he left off this year, and that's Stephon Gilmore for the Pats. Gilmore's having an awesome camp. He's on 7-on-7 and 11-on-11s. He's absolutely shined. In one practice, Brady and Hoyer went 0 for 9 against 0 for 9 against Gilmore, and he's had the most pass breakups out of any defensive back this for the Patriots this camp. He's having an incredible camp, and the guy's just a stud. The guy's a stud. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna be really good this year. Really good. So there's really not much to report on him. Just the fact that he is who he is, and he's a stud. The next guy is Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett we acquired in the offseason, and he missed I believe he missed the first day of practice for a family matter, and the Patriots didn't make us think about it. They just said go take care of, do what you got to do and take care of it and come back to us when you're ready. And he came back, and ever since he's been on the field, he's been acting, and on and off the field he's been acting. He's been acting, quote unquote, the Patriot way, which is a good sign. It means he's buying into what we do down here, which is always a plus. We've had guys that didn't buy in the past, and you saw what happened to them. So to have Bennett already buying in is a huge plus. He's even on his the most impressive thing for me with him is the coaches and the defensive coaches have said, like, his upper body and like shoulder strength is incredible. They've said that they said that he took, I think it was Tooney. He took Joe Tooney and picked him off the ground 6 inches and threw him in one of these plays, in one of the defensive plays. So cheers to you too, Rum Boys Central. So for a guy for Bennett to pick a guy up like that and just toss him around like a rag doll, that's pretty impressive. I do, from what I've read and from what I've gathered from all the beat writers and the media and everybody that covers the team. I combed through a bunch of stuff to compile this kind of review here, guys. And everybody has said that Bennett looks great. Michael Bennett looks awesome. He's picking up. He's smart enough to get the pre-snap calls from the linebackers at the before the snap of the ball. He's shown an inept ability. The 7-on-7 and 11-on-11s for him have been awesome. He's getting into the backfield almost every other play he's on the field. He's in the backfield or causing a disruption in the play. So apparently Michael Bennett has plenty left in the tank, and that's a good sign to have a guy like that and be able to just wreak havoc on the D line. That's only going to help us. So, because one of my biggest concerns was how much does he have left, and is he going to actually buy in down here? And um, according to the beat writers and the coaches and the all the guys that follow the team, he's buying in, and he's playing 100%, and he's practicing 100%, and that's a good sign because a healthy, motivated Michael Bennett is a dangerous one. That's a guy who can. That's a game changer of a defensive lineman. So that's good. That's all plus. So all arrow pointing upwards for Bennett too, which is a plus because we had some questions about him coming into camp, and it's good to have those answered and you know be positive. Answered in a positive way. Um, I would like to see Bennett on the field 65% of the game because just to have somebody that disruptive it makes teams think twice about where you run the ball. It's a guy. Guys like that can make you change your game plan. So I don't know if it's possible just because of even though he does look good, he is getting up there in age, and the first thing that a lot of the times that goes, "What's up, Kevo? What up, Kevo Kavorkian in the second? What's up, man? We just doing a Patriots review, training camp review, man. Ran through some guys, ran through a bunch of guys on the team, gave some reviews on them, and just kind of where we're at with training camp so far, man. Just talking about Michael Bennett at the moment, and so like I was saying, guys, thanks for stopping in, Kevo. By the way, buddy, much appreciated. So, like I was saying, guys, it's good to have a guy like that motivated and pointed in the right direction, and that's a plus. Next one we're gonna talk about. Kevo says he's eating McDonald's. Nice. I can't eat that shit anymore, Kevo. That McDonald's, that fast food crap kills me. My bathroom be sounded like a NASA space launch about 2 hours after I eat it. So I can't do that no more. So the next guy, guys, we're gonna stick with defense, and the last guy we're gonna talk about is a guy he's kind of flown below the radar, but has had a really good camp. So Stephon Gilmore and Jonathan Jones are the two defensive backs who have had like top tier, like amazing training camps. Um, but the next, so J.C. Jackson, he's had a really good camp. He's just kind of flown below the radar though the whole time. It is, man. It would sound like a NASA space launch. Just oh, the bathroom would be shaking, the walls would be shaking. Oh yeah, it would not be good. There'd be plumes of green smoke coming out. It would not be good, man. All right, so J.C. Jackson, guys, let's back on topic. All right. So he's been the guy that has flown below the radar for training camp, and has really shined. The coaches are have been the defensive coaches have really been impressed with the improvements that he's made in the offseason, because they're saying he look in 11 on 11 he looks awesome. Next to Gilmore and Jones, he's had the best camp for defensive backs or even defensive players in general. So that's a huge kind of that's a pat on his back for for making the improvements in the offseason, and doing well and practicing. So good on him. Um he's he's setting himself up so far. They've put him the number two guy next to Gilmore, opposite Gilmore, which is huge because that's the kind of guy that's the guy we didn't really have a permanent guy that we could stick on the opposite side of Gilmore last year. We were rotating in and out, and so to have like a permanent guy there would only help the team. So that's um that's huge that they're thinking of putting him there, that he's having a good enough camp, and they believe in him enough to do that. So J.C. Jackson, guys, second year in the league, I believe second year in the league, um, and and they're already thinking about putting him opposite Gilmore as the starting corner. So that's 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 pretty much it for him. He's, like I said, 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 have been really well for him. He's had a lot of not a lot of interceptions, but a lot of pass deflections. Which, I mean, the guy still doesn't catch the ball, so that's good anyway. Even though he doesn't have the interceptions, he's got pass deflections are just as good. So once again, guys, that's kind of where we're at with a lot of the key guys, that I've been watching this training camp, and just kind of monitoring because a lot of them have important positions. The biggest one is one of the two big questions for us this offseason are left tackle and tight end, and as of this moment, we Ben Watson is more than likely going to be the starting tight end, but he's suspended. So uh, Matt Lacoste is probably going to start the first 4 games unless they pick somebody up before the season starts, because Lacoste has not had a good training camp at all. He's the only reason he's basically still here is because Watson is suspended, so he's going to have to take his place. But that's all right, Beyond. Don't worry about it, man. Um, but yeah, man, that's those are the two biggest questions we got, and it's a left tackle, having no left tackle to protect a 42-year-old tight end. I mean, a 42-year-old quarterback, and then no tight end. That's not good. So those questions got to be, those are going to be questions that Bill's going to have to address um, before the regular season starts. But that's it, guys. That's it for our training camp review. That is where we are at so far from the start to right now, as of the last practice the Patriots had. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. I am out of here. I will catch you guys later. I'll probably be on for the I'm either going to do the Yankee game or the if I don't throw up in my mouth enough, I might do the Red Sox game, because they've been putrid and atrocious, and they've pissed me off. So I might actually do the Yankee game instead, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. This is Rum Boys Northeast, Butchers Block, and Patriots Talk. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.